much, readers, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss a book that I read, that book is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. This book I heard of back in middle school. Actually, I saw all my friends, my best friends, and everybody reading it, and I wanted to be in with the crowd, and I wanted to read it with them. This was about probably 11 years ago. Yeah. And I saw them reading it, and I was like, hey, I want to read Eragon as well. I want to be in with the cool crowd. And 11 years later, am I cool now? I read Eragon. This is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I actually didn't end up enjoying Eragon. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars, which is very low rating. It's basically, I thought it was okay, but honestly, this book was so hard to get into, and I just want to talk about it. I kind of want to vent my feelings, if you will, and just kind of discuss it and see what you guys thought if you read Eragon as well. Now this book, it was written by Christopher Paolini, like I said, in 2002 or something, and he wrote it when he was 19. So honestly, it's a little dated, but at the same time, I've read books that still hold up, even when they're written in the 60s or the 40s or something. And yeah, so that's no excuse, I guess, for the terribleness that I thought this book was. Yeah, so this book is, what is it about? It is about this guy, this boy who's 16 years old, and he finds this dragon egg in his town, and he decides, he doesn't know what it is, he doesn't understand it's a dragon egg, but he just thinks it's a rock, and he just kind of carries it around with him until it hatches one day, and he discovers it's a dragon, and he mothers the dragon, takes care of the dragon, that is the word I was looking for, and raises the dragon, and he learns that he's a dragon rider, and these creatures get sent out to hunt the dragon egg down because the dragon egg was stolen from the king, and the creatures end up killing Eragon's whole family. Main character, his name's Eragon. And yeah, so Eragon goes on a quest to hunt down the creatures that killed his family, and then basically learns that they were sent from the king, and then he joins the rebellion against the king. I do not plan to read the whole entire series because honestly, I just don't have time for that. And yeah, so I've only read the first book, but it didn't draw me into the story. It actually drew me away from the story. So yeah. Yeah, throughout Eragon, all the characters were very unlikable for me. They were super just got on my nerves all the time, and even Eragon, who's the main character, he literally is such a whiny crybaby, honestly, and it's just so irritating to read. And then there's this in my opinion, there's this weird thing with Eragon and his dragon Sapphira, and I feel they have some weird sexual tension going on, and it's just super weird. Let me know in the comments down below if you caught on to that too, because that, I don't know, because in one part, he falls in love, he well, not falls in, he's really super attracted to this elf, and Sapphira, his dragon, is super jealous of that, and it's bizarre, honestly. The story, in my opinion, of Eragon wasn't really like anything too memorable. Um, yeah, unfortunately. Like, I don't know. I feel like fantasy is kind of not for me. This is the second like fantasy book that I've ever read. I read Throne of Glass, that series, in its entirety, and I actually really, really enjoyed it. So maybe like the right fantasy books are for me, but Eragon is not one of them. So the whole book, like plot wise, was super slow and boring, and like I even was complaining to my boyfriend. I was like, oh my gosh, like this book, please help me. Like it's so boring. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. I'm just gonna push through it. Yeah, it's terrible. Let's see. The writing wasn't really that good too. For such a popular book, you'd expect the writing to be a little bit better, but in my opinion, it is not the best. Um, and honestly, like the whole time that I was reading Eragon, I was spacing out a lot, and like I had to reread parts because I was spacing out, and I'm like, wait, what happened? Yeah, so that's not never a good sign for a book. So unfortunately, Eragon, you were 11 years on my TBR, and unfortunately, I can't read the rest of the series anymore because I feel like it's just not for me. It's pretty terrible in my opinion, and yeah. So let me know what you guys thought of Eragon in the comments down below. Have you read it? Have you were you like kind of the same age as me in being introduced to Eragon? Um, and let me know in the comments down below like what your thoughts on Eragon is. I did actually end up watching the movie like years before, even before I made this YouTube channel, and it was okay. Again, not really memorable. So like honestly, like I should have took that into consideration before reading Eragon. But at the same time, like books turned into movies, they can be pretty bad. So yeah. Anyways, grain of salt there. But yeah, I enjoy filming these like book reviews and book discussions. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below as well if you enjoy this type of video too, where I just sit down and talk about a single book. Um, Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye. Hey guys, so if you do want to follow me on other social medias, I am on Instagram and Goodreads. I post frequently on Instagram, so if you guys want the little updates and everything, be sure to follow my Instagram and my Goodreads.